Hello everyone, Pete and Grada here from the Pebble House at Forth in Tasmania.
Good to see you tonight, and we have a special topic. We're going to talk about how you can add another 10 years of vibrant health to your life.
Or maybe longer.
Or maybe 20 years even. We were listening to a guy the other day, and he's 75, and his intention is to live well into his hundreds, and he's doing everything in his power to create a good life. Anyway, this is what Pete and I, of course, are always about as well. So we learned something really interesting. I just want to share that with you, and then I'll let Peter take over. I'll let the expert.
She's taken the prime piece of info.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Apparently, when you bend over and touch the floor, well, hopefully you can touch the floor. So a good indication of your biological age is how flexible your back is. And apparently, when you bend over and say you're a few inches away from the floor, for every inch that you are removed from the floor, it's like 7 years. Your lifespan is shortened by 7 years. Do I get that across properly, Pete?
For every inch that you can't touch the floor,
you're losing.
Supposedly cut 7 years from your lifespan. Mm-hmm. So flexibility is very important.
Especially like flexibility in your spine, because of course when your spine is flexible, that usually means the rest of your body is pretty flexible as well. Now, we can't verify that this is true, but apparently it's an old saying, and we just thought it's a good inspiration. So
when I heard that, I was quite excited because I have prided myself most of my life in being able to touch my toes or just touch the floor with my fingertips. But now, and when I'm over 60, 62, I can almost touch the palms of my hands on the floor.
When you bend over.
I bend over.
Okay, well, the message isn't wait till you're 60 and then it'll magically happen.
But you can improve things any age.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just the message is age doesn't come into it. You can reverse the aging process really at any time of your life. And we're going to give you some hints how to do that and some stories. So, but for people who are listening in now or people who are watching the replay later on, I want you to just get up off the of your chair, stop for a minute. I'll give you a minute, and see how far you can bend down. And I'm really curious to know. Just put it in the comments.
You can put it in the comments. How far off the floor are you, or if you can touch the floor or touch the palms of your hands on the floor. Yeah, it's a good exercise.
Yeah, and then maybe do it again in a week's time after you've implemented what we're going to tell you. So I'm just going to sit here and have a sip of my herbal tea while you do that. Or maybe you know it already. Maybe it's something that you do every day, so you know it. So then maybe put it in the comments as well. Because it's actually real fun to share how flexible you are or not, or where you are at in your journey in life. So now that you know how whether you can touch the floor or not, now you actually know how much input you need to change something. So if you want to improve your health, usually it means two things. You actually need to let go of something. And also you need to put something else into your body or into your day or into your daily routine, don't you, Pete?
Yep.
So just putting it simple. So, for instance, the first thing I could suggest here is drink more water. Like everyone needs to drink more water. The bones in your spine and the cartilage is what, 80% water?
And the discs in between the vertebrae, they are nearly all water.
Yeah, so quite often we get clients and they've popped a disc or they've had back surgery, but that shouldn't have to stop you, by the way. But on a day-to-day basis, you need to get water into your body. You need to water your bones. Just remember that.
Our youngest son, when he started his building apprenticeship used to come to me, and after a hard day's work, he'd say, "Oh, can I have a massage? I've got a sore back." Anyway, after about the third or fourth time, I was wondering why he was getting this sore back. I said, "How much water have you drunk today?" And he said, "Oh, not much." So I said to him, "If you come to me with a sore back and you haven't drunk your adequate amount of water, I'm not going to give you a massage." And he hasn't been back. He starts feeling his back and he drinks water and it goes.
And some days he drinks 4 liters of water a day, right? So we always recommend 1 liter for every 30 kilos of body weight. And also that you put your minerals in the water. So minerals.
Or have adequate minerals. I personally have mine on the food, but lots of people have their minerals in their water, which is
Himalayan salt.
Pure salt, Himalayan salt.
We usually recommend at least half a teaspoon a day.
It's a quarter teaspoon for every litre of water. Yep.
So this is probably the most important bit of information. It's the boringest bit of information. It's the simplest message. It's so simple, that you also don't do it, because everyone that we see is pretty much dehydrated.
Yes.
Everyone is massively dehydrated.
You see a dried twig, it'll break. But a green one, full of life and moisture, will bend.
Even the trees, of course, is full of water.
Yeah.
And if it gets dehydrated, we've lost trees in our garden in the summer because of a drought, and then in the winter it falls over, right? So this is an investment in yourself and in your future. Start drinking water. That's the biggest change, and that will actually make everything else work on top of all the good things that you do already. Water and minerals, and what else, Peter? I want you to
well, things that cause inflammation in the body.
You
need to stop those. We've been hijacked by the food industry most of our life, all our life. I wish I had known what I know now when we brought up kids, because they would have been given probably a bit different diet, and they might have had better health than what they have. They've got pretty good health, but
I think I beg your pardon.
but
actually, that's true. What Peter says, but thank goodness I've always been anti-sugar, so we didn't have sugar, and I used to make my own bread, but now we don't eat bread anymore, and I used to make my own yogurt, and we grew our own vegetables and so on. So they had a really, really good diet, but at the same time, 30 years ago, we thought margarine was good. So we actually I made the lunches with margarine.
We had rolled oats for breakfast pretty well because I was brought up on rolled oats for breakfast.
And so Peter made porridge.
Yeah.
And porridge turns into sugar in your blood. So
every grain turns into sugar.
So now we really avoid grains.
And sugar, when our body makes too much sugar, or we put sugar or high starch carbohydrates in here, it's the same as if our car ran out of water, the radiator, and we went down to the sea and got a bucket of salt water and put in the radiator. Now, we all know, well, I hope you know, that we wouldn't do that because it would rust the inside of our engine. But that's what sugar's doing to the inside of us. It's rusting us so we become old and
you get holes
and stiff, and it hardens the arteries, causes inflammation in the arteries,
causes cholesterol
and build up of cholesterol. But the cholesterol is actually putting a patch over the inflamed arteries that the sugars have produced.
Yeah.
But I've been able to bend much further in the last 6 years just by cutting out sugars and increasing fats for energy.
Yeah, and Peter means by that as well, we hardly ever eat potatoes anymore. So just want you to get a picture in your mind when we used to sit around the table and we had 6 children, and so I was always whipping up big meals. And of course it's easy to cook potatoes and probably cheap as well. We had a farm, or we had a hobby farm, so...
And we were
And
neighbours to potato farmers.
So, and I made my own bread. I always baked 6 loaves at a time. I used to do like a big cooking spree, 6 loaves of bread, 2 cakes, and an enormous like family size of biscuits. That used to, I used to do that in a couple of hours, probably every 4 days. So we had a lot of floury things, even though I used all organic products. But now I know 1 potato turns into like 6 to 10 teaspoons of sugar in your blood, and like 1 slice of bread is 6 teaspoons of sugar.
The flour out of 1 slice of bread.
Once it's converted. So like, of course you have more than 1 slice of bread, you have 2 or 3 slices of toast, and then you also probably have jam on it and so on. So the average Australian, I think, has about 29 teaspoons of sugar per day, and our body can really only handle 4 teaspoons of sugar per day. So that all turns into inflammation. So this is another thing that needs to go. You need to let go of, like, just gradually let go of
replace the sugars with good fats
and water and salt as well. So sugar is often a salt craving, by the way, so I'm going to ask you to try that.
Hunger is often a sign of being thirsty.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So we've actually, the cries of our body, we're misinterpreting the cries. So just remember that again, when you get a sugar craving, put some salt on your tongue, followed by water. And when you feel hungry, ask yourself first, perhaps I'm thirsty, and just really tune into your body.
And it's a good idea 10 minutes before you eat anyway, to have a big drink of water. That'll go straight into the bloodstream from an empty stomach. Yeah. Very hydrating.
But don't drink with your meals.
No, keep water away from mealtime, otherwise it disrupts the digestive system.
Juices, yeah. You water down your fire. Yeah. It's like, if your digestion is like a fire, you're killing that fire.
And you're not getting the goodies out of your food.
All right, so what else do we need to cover? So apparently our biological age, like we reached the top of the mountain at age 28, right? And from then on, it's pretty much downhill. And then a lot of people notice that when they're 40, there's a real sharp decline as well in health.
So some people start the decline even in their early 20s.
Yeah, that's right. But let's just go back to like the average person around 40. People start to notice a change, like women often, hormones go all over the place, you start to put on extra kilos. And guys, they have their own problems. They probably, a lot of the time, start to lose their libido or whatever. Believe it, as incredible as it sounds, that starts to happen after age 40. And anyway, Peter,
Don't look at me.
No, I know. I was just going to ask you, because Peter always has a good kind of joke for that. What do you tell your clients?
Well, you know how hard rocks are. They're made up of minerals and trace minerals. So that's what you need to become hard again.
That's right. It's as simple as that, guys.
Minerals and trace minerals. Your 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt for every litre of water you drink.
More water and more salt, and you'll be able to get your mojo back. And it's as simple as that. So where was I?
Because our food doesn't have minerals and trace minerals in, because there's hardly any in our soils. And if you eat food that's grown with superphosphate, that binds up all the minerals in the soil, so the plants can't get them.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And also sugar gets rid of your minerals in your body. So even if you have like a few minerals that you take in, you lose them again by eating your sugars and your hidden sugars and your carbs. So I can't stress this enough. Just keep it really simple.
It sounds contradictory that you have minerals and trace minerals to make you hard, and yet it also makes you flexible.
So exactly, makes your spine flexible. Yeah. So your body knows what it needs to do. That's the beautiful thing about your body. It has the what do you call it? The blueprint for perfect health.
Minerals and trace minerals, they give us the electrical current through our body as well, in and out of cells, all around the body. So if we don't have that, we won't have anywhere near as much energy. I've had clients who have all I've done is drink water and have their Himalayan salt, quarter teaspoon for every litre, and fellas at their work are asking them what they're on. What are they taking? Are they on speed or something? And yeah, it's amazing. Just those two things make a lot of difference to energy levels.
And even if you get anaphylactic shock or an asthma attack, you feel something like that, come on, put a little bit of salt on your tongue while you wait for help. That often takes care of the reaction and helps you over that hurdle. So
plus, if you went into full anaphylaxis, that would shorten your lifespan a lot. So,
if you die,
we are talking about longevity.
Yeah, okay. So salt is really, really important. Actually, the word celery, which is your salary, you know how important that is for your life. That comes from the word salt as well. So I wanted to go back to, we reach our peak at age 28, physically, that is. And then from then on, things start to decline, and then after 40, there's another sharp decline. So we actually want to turn that around, and how you can do that. We've just told you how you can do that, but another really important thing is to always make sure you have extra enzymes. So especially after age 28 and totally after age 40, it becomes an absolute necessity to supplement with enzymes. Happy? Yeah. So what are enzymes? Can you give us that answer in one sentence? Not too long, just a simple version, because not many people know what enzymes are.
Well, they help break down the food to the smallest possible particles, so we get the benefit, the nutrients from the food we eat. Plus, they also help with all sorts of hormonal balances within the body, and every reaction in the body requires enzymes, really.
Yeah.
And the good popped up. The good intestinal bacteria, scientists have isolated 400 different enzymes that they produce. So fermented foods, extremely important as well.
Okay, so we have something here. We have a lot of products. Like over the years, we've realized how important enzymes are. And you can't find them very readily in other places, can you, Pete? Because not many people know about enzymes, okay? So the Inflanorm is a really great enzyme mixture, and it's $39 that stops inflammation and helps you digest your food and brings your vibrancy back. So that's a really, really great one.
Got some good anti-inflammatories while you're also trying to get rid of the inflammation out of your body so you can become more flexible.
Is another really, really great one. This one is fantastic for people who are super impaired. So like if you're really behind the 8 ball and you need to start building your body up and want drastic changes, this is a really great one.
There was a guy who used to fly in out of Queensland mining company. He'd always come back, each month he'd come back and grab a bottle of Oral Life and a tub of Bioraculus, because the canteen food didn't really do it for him. It wouldn't give him the sustenance that he needed in his mining job. And those two things, he said, have just, kept him going really well. It's a scoop of Bioraculus a day is almost a complete meal in itself, and it's full of good greens, good enzymes, good proteins, probiotics, and
energy,
lots of different
cell
things.
building,
antioxidants.
Yeah, great for it's a real good blood tonic as well. And you can put that in a smoothie. I'll put a smoothie recipe on the bottom here when we finish. And there's also another one. I don't know if I showed you, joint connection. This one is great if you're experiencing stiffness and so on in your joints and in your back.
Helps build up the joints.
Helps build up flexibility, but it's also a really, really great immune boost. So it's got a lot of things in it to boost your immune system. Strange enough, but that's an added benefit. So come and check out the products on Wednesdays and Thursdays. It's the end of our work day, not really, but we're open Wednesdays and Thursdays at the moment. at 47 Wilmot Road.
And if you want for me to tell you some more secrets and have a look at your live and dried blood, which tells you volumes, come and have a look at our website, Purple House.
I'll put the link in, and you can book in online. That's really easy to do, and you can organize it at a time that suits you, or even pop some questions in. So Peter, now to make it really easy for you, we're going to suggest that you just create 5% change. So just commit to doing a 5% input of something good, like a water, or book in for a session, and remove something as well, 5%. So maybe you're drinking too much alcohol, or just cut out your potatoes, and then the next week you cut out your bread and so on, right?
Yep. And meditation and stillness is also a good thing to help with it, because we always get tense, and it just helps us relax and become less rigid, I guess.
Because that's due to cortisol.
Yeah, cortisol production.
So in the morning, we have a little routine. It's called an hour of power. And Peter's is different to me. Mine is really lazy. I'm too ashamed to tell you now. It's not. I'll tell you Peter's first. So an hour of power is like 20 minutes reading, like something
inspiration,
something uplifting, and something upbuilding, and maybe something new. 20 minutes meditation, and 20 minutes like exercise or stretches, or just do something for your body. I guess it's called looking after your mind, body and spirit. And
in one of the articles that I'll put on the bottom that you can read, it suggests that 25 to 30 minutes of a brisk walking exercise will add 7 years to your life as well.
And there you go. So
and prevent heart attacks in 50 to 60 year olds.
Yeah.
By 50%.
It doesn't matter what age you are, you can still start it. Anyway, remember guys, I was hit by a truck which really smashed my spine up and broke my vertebrae everywhere, and my hips was smashed up, and I don't even have a sacrum, and I have metal in my hips, and I can touch the floor. I can actually put my hands down on the floor like that. So my back has its own flexibility back, which is absolutely fantastic. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And I'm not really doing anything, like I'm physically, do very little exercises actually. So, but I wanted to say my hour of power, this will make you laugh. I wake up in the morning, and then I stay in bed for a whole hour. And this is because my body doesn't like exercises, and it's good for my back to lie flat in a place that's really comfortable, where I just feel so comfortable. And I meditate, I connect with God or whatever, the universe. So I tune into the energy, I do my gratefulness exercises, and I don't want to see anyone for a full hour. It's just dedicated to myself. I prime myself for the day. I put in that I'm a magnet for all the most positive energy in the universe. I think about my clients, and clients if I have, like, before my work week, I always think about my clients, and I think about their journey. I think about my children and grandchildren and the world, and I do all this in a meditative state. So I make sure that my energy is really positive and really healing and really light filled. And before I know it, an hour is gone, and then I get breakfast in bed, because Peter usually makes me breakfast. And Peter and I, we don't eat much anymore either, so our meals are very small, and I think that's really good for our health as well. So so that's what I do. That's my hour of power, and I like to do that definitely every day. And sometimes I lie awake at night, so I sometimes have an hour or 2 hours that I lie awake at night, And I don't mind, I do the same thing. So I really dedicate that time to going deep,
inwards.
to have stillness, I guess. And there are always lots of messages.
She often doesn't get that if I'm a bit...
If Peter is snoring now, but actually his snoring is pretty well gone after we talked about last session, so that's good. So these are things that help Peter me, and you need to find your own groove. So don't do the hard thing.
Just start off letting go of one thing that's no good and putting something in that's good.
And do it because you love yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do it because you're
Have
bullying yourself. No, do it because
you want to do it
that's
and love
right.
yourself for it.
And you want to have a better life. Like you can always still turn the corner.
What we're about, really, we have been about, is just getting people that decline that Greta spoke about after 28 to make it as shallow as...
Well, why don't you make it go up?
Well, we do decline. We do get to old age and eventually we will die. But to get there with our full health intact and to the day we die, be
also,
healthy and thriving.
If you have a good life and then you usually have a good death experience as well, right? So it all flows into one thing. It doesn't have to be traumatic, but do everything with a drop of self-love. So just do it because your intention is that you want to do well by yourself and you're honoring yourself and you're restoring yourself. That's really, really important. And then your body will love you for it. And like I said, the body has the blueprint for perfect health, and it's just going to up-level you all the time and be thankful for what you do.
Yeah, and if we give our bodies the things it needs, it is aimed at wellness. It's aimed at health. So if we do that, our bodies will renew all the time and stay nice and healthy.
Okay.
Just like any piece of nature. Okay.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Share this if you found it interesting, and a bit later on I'll put some links in and maybe the smoothie recipe. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and also let us know how flexible you are.
And if you want to get in touch with us, our email us or our phone, via phone.
Okay.
That's good.
Thank you so much.
Okay, have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.